All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on? SHIPIT Nation YouTube station back here Thursday. Loaded games tonight. 10 games in the NHL. We got an NFL game tonight, and we got an NBA slate as well. Loaded day over here at the Nation. We got you covered for everything here. I'm going to break down this 10-game NHL slate here. Pretty fun one. Kind of wide open from the first look. What I'm seeing, we don't have anything too crazy of a favorite like we saw with Dallas. Last night, obviously, line roulette there in Dallas. Played two teams, stacked up Dallas 2, stacked up Dallas 3. Dallas 1 was the one you needed, but ultimately getting home to the top was Seattle and then Toronto there. So it just goes to show you, doesn't matter how big a favorite these teams are in the NHL. It all comes down to roster construction. It all comes down to pinpoint, and obviously the teams that fit together the best to score the most points, obviously, but doesn't necessarily mean the Vegas totals are where you need to focus in on. So we'll do our best to look through this slate here tonight. Again, 10 games on the docket here. Going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to start here with a game that I don't have much interest in personally from a DFS perspective. Utah and Boston here. Looking at this one, kind of battle of two pretty equivalent teams here. Looks like Korpisalo is going to be in net and Veggie Monster for Utah here. I don't mind Veggie in tournaments at 7,300 against Boston here. Boston just hasn't been the same team overall. He should see some good volume. He's a good goalie in general. So at 7,300, don't hate Veggie in tournaments. From a DFS perspective, really not a ton of interest in this game from a stack aspect. So I'm not going to really try and make a case for any of these guys. If I were to go to a spot, probably be Boston, but just looking at the numbers, 6 over under in this game. Both teams are good defensively in expected goals against, shots allowed. So I just think this is more of a drag. I think it's like a 3-1 type hockey game. So from a DFS perspective, not going to really go there. I will say Ian Cole makes a lot of sense here in terms of a value demon at 3,100. Don't hate him. But outside of that, really not looking to get this game too much. Zacha at 4-3. Still a decent price point there, but maybe just one-offs and fillers on some of the value guys for me. No spends in that game for me. Next game on the slate here. This is a game that I have a lot of interest in. Vegas is coming into Ottawa to face the Sens here. Allmark's going to be in net. What Allmark shows up? If it's the Allmark of the last two games, it's going to be a shit show. But hopefully Allmark regresses back to the solid goalie that he can be. 7,600, not the craziest price point there. Don't mind him in tournaments in that mid-tier. Prefer a couple other guys that I'll touch on here a little bit more than him, but I definitely like the Sens here quite a bit. Vegas on a back-to-back, and looking at the numbers, Vegas expected goals against over the course of the season on the road this year, about 3.7. I think the Sens have a good spot here. Sens have the best home power play in the league versus the 21st ranked penalty kill on the road this year in Vegas. So give me the Sens top power play. I like Stu. I like Josh Norris. I like Brady Tkachuk, Bathbaum here, Sanderson. All those top power play guys for me is where I'm looking to go to the Sens. Timmy Stu with Bathbaum and Sanderson, I think, is a nice 3-man stack there. I always play Brady and Josh Norris is a really good stack there too. So I don't mind even going. You could even play Timmy, Josh Norris, Brady, and Drake together. You get 2 guys on line 2, 2 guys on line 1, 4 guys on the top power play, which I want to target. Definitely an interesting way to go there. Using 2 center spots up on this big of slate from the same team is definitely unique and contrarian as well. On one other guy too, Zub here. 2.8K, one of the best value demon on the slate, plays a ton of minutes, blocks a bunch of shots. I like him quite a bit. On the Vegas side, Nicholas Roy, 3.8K, still a solid value play there. Pair him with Tomas Hertl Shea Theodore, still go right back to the well with that 3-man stack. I'll mention that anytime they're on the slate. They fully correlate, they're cheap, and they get the job done more times than not. But I do prefer the center side in this game for sure. Next game on the slate here, another game that not much interest for me. It's these Islanders here, but in DFS, not a lot of interest here. I will say Marco Kasper coming off the goal last game at 2.8K. He's still a solid option there. You can pair him with Patty Kane, DeBrincat. You get a fully cheap, a fully line stack there. That's pretty cheap. Obviously, when you got a 2.8K center there, Patty Kane's got a nice price point. DeBrincat, you get 2 guys on the top power play too as well. Don't mind that. On the Islander side, really not a ton of interest. I mean, the price points are coming up on some of these guys. Don't really want to target this game from a DFS perspective. Just more focus on the Red Wings line in that Marco Kasper as a value play. Outside of that, I mean, you can play Ryan Pulock, who plays all the minutes he can handle at 4-3. Don't mind him. Noah Dobson at 6'4" as a spend up. He plays all the minutes he can handle too. So for me on the Islanders, just a couple of defenders. Red Wing side would be kind of the spot I'd look to in tournaments, but really still not going there. Game that I'm not too interested in from a DFS perspective. Jumping to the next game, more of the same here for Carolina and the Devils here. Looking at the numbers here, Carolina, both these teams are 7th ranked in the NHL. In expected goals against. So again, I think this is more defensive focused. Carolina's super deep. Obviously, you do have some value plays you can grab. A guy like Jack Drury here at 2.7K. Pair him with Jackson Blake, 3.2K. Don't hate that. Again, 4th liners, I prefer if I'm going to play them more when they're on the road here. So you could see a spot with Carolina with Drury, Jackson Blake. They're also on a back-to-back as well here, I believe. So I wouldn't hate some of those 4th liner value guys for Carolina. On the Devils side, not a lot of interest here. Don't really want to target Carolina if I don't have to on a massive slate here. But both these teams pretty good. I think this is better real-life hockey game than a DFS game. So again, not a lot of interest from a DFS perspective. That takes me to this next game here. The Avs and the Caps. The big news on the Caps, right? Ovi got hurt last game. Goal scorer, he had 15 goals on the year, leading the NHL. However, you still got some nice value plays here. Looking at the news, I believe Mangiapane is going to bump up to the left wing on the Strome line here. So he's going to slot in. It's going to be Protas, Strome, and Mangiapane here at 3.2K. So give a boost to him at 3.2K, skate next to Strome. But still, if I'm going here, I'm going to Pierre-Luc Dubois, McMichael, and Tom Wilson. Absolutely love that line here. Looking at the numbers, Colorado on the road this year is actually not great defensively, mainly in the penalty kill department. So give me the power play guys, Strome, McMichael, Tom Wilson, Carlson, and Chychrun. So I really like the McMichael, Tom Wilson mini stack if you want to, but Pierre-Luc Dubois does have a really good matchup. Centers against Colorado have fared pretty well this season. He's 4.1K, still a nice price point there. And then throwing a Chychrun or a Carlson, I really like Chychrun's price at 4.8K as a discount off of Carlson. He got bumped up to that top power play line now as well. Since Ovechkin is out with an injury there. So like the Caps here in this game. On the Avs side, I'm not going to target the Avs. I'm not going to really target the Avs here tonight. Could bite me in the ass, but McKinnon's kind of slumping a little bit. You could make a case to, hey, go back to the well on McKinnon. But last time they played the Caps shut him down. They shut Rantanen down. And now the Caps get to dictate matchups here at home. They shut him down in Colorado, I believe. And now I think more of the same's coming. I mean, Washington won this game 5-2 2 games ago. I think more of the same's coming here. It definitely hurts that Ovi's out, but the Caps are scrappy. Caps play good. They can dictate the matchups here. So give me the Caps in this one. I think the Caps win this game outright as plus 120 dogs here. Logan Thompson, a nice contrarian option in that here tonight. Nobody's going to play him at all, and he fares pretty well. He's at home. And he's going to see a lot of volume. So at 7.5K, I like him quite a bit in tournaments. But, yeah, definitely like the Caps here and in GPPs at virtually no ownership. Jonathan Drouin at 3.4K, still a good value play over there. You can play him. But outside of that, not going to target. I'm not going to any of the big dogs for the Avs here tonight. Could haunt me, but that's the game I'm playing here tonight. Next game on the slate, this is my favorite stack of the night. I'm a Blue Jackets lover. I love the Blue Jackets. They make me a lot of money. Play them a ton, but this is a spot I'm not going to say that they're going to win this game, right? Like I talked about the other night when they were on the slate with Columbus here. I like them to win that game. They absolutely destroyed Boston in Boston 5-1. Absolutely destroyed them. This is, I think this is a back and forth game here. I think we see a lot of goals here. I think this game goes over. I like Point a ton, Kucherov a ton, Jake Guentzel a ton. Cirelli's playing great hockey right now. Hagel and Nicholas Paul. Second liners more on the road. So Tampa line 2, Cirelli, nice price point. Brandon Hagel, 6K, nice price point there. But Tampa line 1 is definitely my preferred option here. They're playing great right now. Braden Point, 6,700. Kucherov at 9,500. Jake Guentzel, 7,500. They are expensive, but on this slate, we have a ton of value to make it work. I like Tampa line 1, the big dogs here, quite a bit against Columbus. On the flip side, Blue Jackets are getting Kent Johnson back here tonight, which I like quite a bit. He's at 3.8K. Really like him a ton with Fantilli. Fantilli's playing good hockey right now. Kent Johnson and JVR here at stone minimum. It has a nice price point there. Monahan, Marchenko, and Vornikov. Marchenko has good history here against Tampa as well. Like I said, I think this game gets up and down the ice. Definitely prefer the Tampa side, but don't sleep on these Jackets here. Maybe it's just me. I got a sweet spot for Columbus here, but they score goals. Nobody plays them, and they're super cheap or super reasonably priced always. So Kent Johnston definitely my favorite play from this squad for sure here tonight. Jumping to the next game here, Blues and the Sharks. I like this spot a ton here for the Blues. They're going to get ownership, but that's all right. Sharks on a back-to-back here, coming off a big game last night. Bobby Thomas, 5.1K with Kyrou and Buchnevich is where I'm looking. Jake Neighbors, you can add him in there. He's coming off a nice game. And then Parayko, Justin Falk, two good D-men there. So you got 5 or 6 guys I like from the Blues here. I'm sticking to the big dogs. I'm not going to really get down into any of these depth guys. Braden Shen, I guess, still has a nice price point. You compare him with Neighbors and Brandon Saad. But I really want Bobby Thomas, Kyrou, and Buchnevich. I like that 3-man stack a ton. They're going to get ownership, but I still think it gets held in check here on a big slate. Ownership really doesn't matter too much on this big of a slate. There's ways to get different. So I do like the Blues quite a bit here against the Sharks. Another day ending in Y, targeting the Sharks hockey club here in terms of DFS. Shark side, I mean, Binnington can be shit at times, so you could play some of these Sharks. I'd probably prefer Mikael Granlund, who luckboxed last night into a shorthanded goal. That was literally AHL-style stuff there. I mean, who runs better than Granlund? Gets a cleared pass right to his stick, goes in between three skaters and somehow beats Ottinger in net. That was wild stuff there, but hey, you can play him. I will say Cody Ceci at 3K. This dude is playing good right now, and he plays a ton of minutes. Nobody's going to play him, and he should have had a goal last night. Hit the crossbar. He's firing the puck, and at 3K, nobody's going to play him. I like him quite a bit, to be honest. So Cody Ceci's a little sneaker here tonight for me. Next game on the slate here, Panthers and the Blackhawks, and this is a massive favorite here who are going to get ownership, and I'm going to fade. I'm telling you right now, I'm fading Florida here tonight. Blackhawks at home. This could bite me in the ass, but looking at the numbers tell me Blackhawks are actually pretty solid at home. I like Mrazek to own all the tilters and haters of the world here tonight. Peter Mrazek at 6.9K. Stone, basically the cheapest guy on the slate. Basically the cheapest goalie, on the slate. He's been good against Florida as well. He's at home. Blackhawks, I like the Hawks to keep this game close. I think they have an outside shot to win this game, which is the crazy to say here. But yeah, I'm fading the Panthers side, not going to any of these guys. I will say Uvis Bolinski's here, or however you pronounce it. As everybody knows, I'm terrible with pronunciations yesterday. I know our guy Vots was picking on me in the chat and some other guys in there, right, on my pronunciations. Maybe it's just a bit at this point, but hey, Uvis there, not their worst play, but expect him to pick up a decent amount of ownership because the Panthers obviously minus 240 here. Everybody sees Blackhawks and instantly runs to the builds to slam in the opposing team. Not here for not a spot that I'm looking to get to here tonight. I'm fading the Panthers here, and I like Mrazek in that. Looking at the numbers, Blackhawks have been the 9th best hockey team at home in terms of expected goals against. They have an 85% penalty kill. They allow the 10th least shots on goal per game, and they have the 2nd least high danger chances at 8.5. So they just play really sound. They got a lot of bruisers on the depth lines here, right, with like guys like Pat Maroon, Craig Smith, those guys down there at the depth lines, Teravainen, Taylor Hall. So I think you could play a guy like I think you could play like Donato, Teravainen, and a Taylor Hall at basically stone minimum. They get power play time as well. I don't hate that, to be honest. Vlasic, still a solid defender. Always Connor Murphy, good option there. But yeah, I like the Blackhawks side definitely more in tournaments than the Panthers. Panthers a full fade for me here tonight. Next game on the slate here, Rangers and the Flames. Love the Rangers here. Love this spot. I think the Rangers kind of beat the shit out of the Flames here tonight. I love the second line here for the Rangers. I think they come out and hang a big one. They've won the last 3 games, barely scoring really anything, right? 3 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals. I think you could see an explosion spot here for the Rangers. I absolutely love Trocheck, Panarin, and Alexis Lafreniere. Love those guys. You can definitely play Kreider, Riley Smith, and Zibanejad. Zibby at 5.8K. That's a great price point for him. Chris Kreider, his power play specialist next to Mika, 5.5K. Really good price point there. Riley Smith at 3.6K. Really, really good, really fair price point there. Jacob Trouba has been playing insane right now at 4.8K. Like him a lot. But yeah, Rangers line 2, one of my favorite stacks of the slate. Think their ownership gets held in check. Obviously, Panarin's expensive. You got to play him up against the Pasternaks, the Kucherovs of the world, the Kaprizovs, things like that. So I like Rangers line 2 here a ton. Anytime Flames are on the slate, you got to have some interest in Backlund, Coronado, and Coleman, that third line. Not a spot I really want to get to against the Rangers here. I will say in tournaments, a guy that's playing out of his mind right now is Dustin Wolf at 7.2K. If you want to own all the haters, you can definitely play him. I just rather play other goalies like a Mrazek or something on the slate than target one of the best teams in hockey, in my opinion, in the Rangers. They're a wagon here. So give me Shesterkin at 8.2K is my favorite spend-up goalie on the slate. Just a really sound, really good goalie in general. Definitely live for a shout-out here. But, yeah, love the Rangers in this spot. Takes me to the last game on the slate here, Edmonton and the Wild. Edmonton kicked me right in the nuts the other night when they broke the slate. I hate this team because anytime I play him, McDavid literally skates around the ice and plays, looks like a ballerina out there, but doesn't score any points. So that's always fun. And when I play McDavid, it's always Leon who does all the damage, or it's like Nugent Hopkins or something crazy like that. This is another spot that I'm not going to get to, so could kill me here. If I played a spot, it would definitely be the Wild in this game. I like Marco Rossi, and Hartman and Johansson somewhat here, that second line. Matt Boldy has destroyed the Edmonton. The only issue is he's kind of expensive. Definitely super expensive to stack with Eriksson Ek and Kaprizov. But Skinner sucks at hold on, let me check my notes. Yeah, Skinner sucks at hockey. So he's terrible. He's a terrible goalie. And part of it is not his fault. Edmonton just plays no defense. So anytime a team is going against Edmonton here, I definitely have some interest here. The Wild are pretty solid, but again, not a spot that I'm running to stack. If I land on some Wild in tournaments, I don't hate it. Can you play McDavid? Absolutely. Obviously, you can play McDavid any slate. He's matchup proof. Leon, matchup proof, things like that. But again, on a 10-game slate, you got to kind of pick and choose your options. You can't play everybody. I'm not an MME guy. I play a couple teams a night, and I will have no Edmonton here tonight. I definitely like some of these Wild guys. Marco Rossi at 4.8K, like him quite a bit. Boldy as a one-off at 7.7K. You can pair him with Declan Chisholm at 3K, who's still too cheap for his role in that top power play. Hartman's playing great hockey right now at 4.1K, so definitely prefer Minnesota line 2 here tonight. But that's going to do it for this NHL breakdown here. My slate plan is live on the website, so head over there, check it out. If you're not a member yet, I believe this promo code still works right now, NBA 50 to get 50% off your first month, including Optimizer package if you choose to go there. Cheapest all-in rate in the industry. Get in there. Check our NFL stuff out. Last weekend of PGA for this season. MMA has been smashing. Our guy smashed last night in the NBA streets for 50K in the night slate. Turned about $100 into over $50,000. So great to see that, but we're crushing all sports there. So check us out, head over there, and get in the best community in the industry. But again, appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. Let's ship it.